he is an upgrade over Pickard. And I know Pickard's well loved.
Obviously, they had to pull him in the game against Washington, but what have your early impressions been of Connor Ingram? And I say early, but he's now been up with the team for the better part of a month here. What have you made of Connor Ingram getting another shot in the NHL?
It's funny. Like we had Connor Ingram here in the Arizona Utah organization. I am a huge fan, and when the year before he left here, he was going to be an all-star that year. His numbers were elite, and then, as we all know, there were some issues away from the rink that he needed to take care of. He's a guy you root for. Teammates love him. He's a steady guy that you can't tell if you're up by 10 or down by 10. He's going to play the same way. He's a very calm, even keel guy. I really like him. And when you look at his numbers right now for the Oil, you're 5-3-1 with a 909 and a 240. I'm confident that he could win games for them. I really am. And it's unfortunate, Ty, that we're sitting here another year going, what about the Oilers goaltending? Like someday that narrative will stop. Unfortunately, it's not right now.
Yeah, I mean, they shuffled things around, and Ingram's been really good. Jari, again, like he's been good, and he was real sharp against Anaheim earlier this week. Yeah. But I still wonder if he's, still a bit of a volatile goalie. But I will say this, Petey, like even if you view Jari as like a little up and down, similar to Stuart Skinner, if Ingram's your upgrade on Pickard, there's no denying that Ingram not only has a higher ceiling, but he has a much higher floor as well. Like I actually think Ingram might be the perfect goalie to pair with Jari in this duo.
I do too. And one thing about Connor Ingram, I said this before when you and I talked preseason, when he got the opportunity to become part of the Oilers organization, he can be okay in that backup role. And he could play behind Vejmelka in Arizona. He might play one every 5. And you go, oh, that 5th game, he was great and he got a win. And that's what you need from your backup. If you can call him a backup right now, it's 1A, 1B for me there. He is an upgrade over Pickard. And I know Pickard's well loved. Another player that played here in Arizona, extremely good teammate. One of the best teammates that I've ever seen in a locker room in Arizona was Calvin Pickard. But you also have to be able to stop the puck. And I think if I have to put one of those 2 goalies out in the net tomorrow to get a win, I'm putting Connor Ingram in. And so I do think this tandem, you might see a situation at Edmonton once the playoffs start that it might be Jari game 1, but it might be Ingram game 2. And I do think the Edmonton Oilers have to be prepared, and they have shown that in the past with the injury to Skinner. You have to be prepared to run both of these guys out. I think they're going to need both if they're going to make it any length of time in the playoffs this year.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. What's up, Nation citizens? If you enjoyed today's episode of Oilers Nation Every Day, make sure you hit the subscribe button here on our YouTube to not miss any of our content. We got you covered from interviews, insight, analysis, everything you need to stay up to date on everything around the team. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a video.